Welcome back to Go Next. Today, we're breaking down the essential helpers, auxiliary verbs. We'll simplify be, have, do, and will, both as main verbs and helping verbs. Let's begin. In this comprehensive lesson on auxiliary verbs, we'll break down everything you need to know to master these essential grammar helpers. Here's what the video will cover. What are auxiliary verbs? Functions of auxiliary verbs. Primary versus modal auxiliary verbs. Primary auxiliaries, be, have, do and will. Subject-verb agreement. Auxiliary verbs in questions. Practice exercise at the end of the lesson. Auxiliary verbs, also called helping verbs, work with main verbs to express tense, mood, or voice. For instance, butterflies are flying here and there. Here, are is the auxiliary verb helping flying to show the present continuous tense. Let's analyze this sentence. Here butterflies subject or, doer, are is the auxiliary verb or, helping verb. Flying is playing the role of main verb or, action verb. And here and there is adverbial phrase. Auxiliary verbs are essential for constructing accurate and meaningful sentences. Key functions of auxiliary verbs. Auxiliary, helping, verbs add grammatical meaning to sentences. 5 essential functions, tense. Marks time, past, present and future. Example, she has eaten, present perfect. Aspect. Shows action duration. Continuous, they are running. Voice. Active and passive transformation. The letter was written. Emphasis. Strengthen statements. I do love this song. Question and negation. Forms questions, did you go? Creates negatives, he doesn't know. Here are key examples that demonstrate their different functions. She has finished her homework. Present perfect. Role, shows a completed action with present relevance. Auxiliary verb, has, from have, plus past participle, finished. He is eating dinner. Present continuous. Role, indicates an action happening right now. Auxiliary verb, is, from be, plus present participle, eating. You must study for the test. Obligation. Role, expresses necessity or strong advice. Auxiliary verb, must, modal, plus base verb, study. The book was written by her. Passive voice. Role, shifts focus from the doer to the action. Auxiliary verb, was, from be, plus past participle, written. I do like ice cream. Emphasis. Role, add strong emphasis to the statement. Auxiliary verb, do plus base verb, like. Understanding auxiliary verbs. Auxiliary verbs can be divided into two main categories, primary auxiliary verbs. Modal auxiliary verbs. Primary auxiliary verbs, helping verbs. Work with main verbs to show tense, voice, and structure. Examples, do, does, did. Is, am, are, was, were. Has, have, had. Will, shall. Modal auxiliary verbs. Express modality, possibility, necessity, permission. Examples, can, could. May, might. Will, would. Shall, should. Ought to, must. Primary auxiliaries can function as main verbs, I have a book. Modal auxiliaries only work as helpers, I can swim. In this lesson, we'll focus on primary auxiliary verbs, the essential helpers that work with main verbs to express tense, voice, and structure. Let us now examine the 4 primary auxiliary verbs and their grammatical functions. Be, do, have, will. Each has a superpower. First, the verb be forms continuous tenses, the team is working. Next, do constructs simple tenses and questions, does this approach work? Have builds perfect tenses, research has shown this effect. Finally, will establishes future tense, results will be published. Subject-verb agreement ensures grammatical harmony in sentences. Let's explore how verbs change to match their subjects. With singular subjects like he, she, or it, we use does. For example, she does her homework every night. But with I, you, we, and they, we use do, as in, they do their best work in the morning. Remember this simple rule: singular subjects take singular verbs, plural subjects take plural verbs. Even when words come between the subject and verb, like the student with perfect grades does well, the verb still matches the main subject, student. We've already covered how auxiliary verbs like do must match their subjects in tense and number. Now, let's examine these examples to see how do functions in different contexts. I do not know the truth. The base form do is used with I in the present simple negative. No s is needed because the subject isn't third-person singular. She does not like apples. With the third-person singular subject she, do becomes does. Note how the main verb like remains in its base form, the s is only added to the auxiliary verb. He did not go to school. In the past tense, did remains the same for all subjects. The main verb go stays in its base form, we never use the past tense form, went, after did. You do not learn English. The pronoun you, whether singular or plural, always uses do, never does. He does use a bicycle. Here, does is used for emphasis in an affirmative statement. Again, the main verb use remains in its base form. Do they like this house? In questions, do appears before the subject they, and the main verb like stays in its base form. Common errors to avoid: adding s to the main verb after does, incorrect, she does not like apples. Using past tense verbs after did, incorrect, he did not went to. Let's review how the verb have changes to has based on the subject. This is a fundamental rule of subject-verb agreement in English. The verb have is used with I, you, they, we. Plural nouns, like the students, my parents. The verb changes to has when used with he, she, it. Singular nouns, like a student, the book. The verb have serves an important function as both a main verb and an auxiliary verb. Today, we'll examine how it works in perfect tenses, changing form to agree with different subjects and tenses. I have finished my homework. Subject, I, first person. Have plus past participle, finished. You have seen that movie before. Subject, you, second person. Have plus past participle, seen. They have eaten all the cookies. Subject, they, third person plural. Have plus past participle, eaten. She has gone to the market. Subject, she, third person singular, has plus past participle, gone. The cat has climbed the tree. Subject, the cat, third person singular. Form, has plus past participle, climbed. Past perfect examples: I had left before he arrived. Subject, I, first person. Had plus past participle, left. She'd finished by noon. Subject, she, third person singular. Contracted D, had, plus past participle, finished. Present perfect uses have or has plus past participle. Past perfect uses had plus past participle. Third person singular, he, she, it, requires has in present perfect. All other subjects use have in present perfect. Had remains the same for all subjects in past. Subject-verb agreement, using am, is, and are. The verb to be has different forms that must match with their subjects. Let's examine how to use am, is, and are correctly. Am. Used only with the first person singular subject, example, I am happy. Is. Used with third person singular subjects, he is. She is. It is. Any singular noun, for example, the dog is friendly. Are. Used with you, singular or plural. We. They. Any plural noun, for example, the students are ready. The verb to be is one of the most important verbs in English, changing its form based on tense, subject, and usage. Let's examine its different forms through these examples. Yasser is taking Zia to the airport. Is with present participle, taking. Third person singular present continuous, he, she, or it. I am eating my favorite pizza. Am with present participle, eating. First person singular present continuous, I. They are building a treehouse. Are with present participle, building. Plural subjects present continuous, they, we, or you. She was baking a pie for dessert. Was with present participle, baking. Singular subjects past continuous, I, he, she, or it. We were playing hide and seek. Were with present participle, playing. Plural subjects past continuous, we, they, or you. The cake is being eaten. Is being with past participle, eaten. Present continuous passive voice, third person singular. She has been painting all day. Has been with present participle, painting. Present perfect continuous, third person singular. Remember, present continuous uses am, is or are with present participle, ing form. Past continuous uses was or were with present participle. Passive voice often uses forms of be with past participle. Perfect continuous uses have been or has been with present. Subject-verb agreement, will versus shall. Will is invariant, no s added. Used with all subjects, I, you, he, they, for future plans, she will call tomorrow. Used to show strong intentions, I will finish this. Shall never changes, no s for third person. Traditional rule, I or we for suggestions or promises, we shall arrive by noon. Used for obligation in legal or formal contexts, the tenant shall pay rent. Both will and shall are modal verbs used to express future actions, but they carry different nuances and follow specific usage rules. Used for all subjects, I, you, he, she, it, we, they. Indicates neutral future actions or predictions. Examples F. She will finish her project by tomorrow. Future action. I will call you when I reach home. Future plan. Will you pass me the salt, please? Future request. Traditionally used with I and we for suggestions. Shall we go to the park this evening? Strong intentions. I shall never forget your kindness. In modern English, shall is becoming less common except in formal contexts. Legal documents. Rhetorical statements. She will have arrived in Paris by noon. Shows an action completed before a future time point. Uses will have plus past participle. Both will and shall are modal verbs used to express future actions, but they carry different nuances and follow specific usage rules. 1. Expressing simple future with will, used for all subjects, I, you, he, she, it, we, they. Indicates neutral future actions or predictions. Examples from the slide, she will finish her project by tomorrow. Future action. I will call you when I reach home. Future plan. Will you pass me the salt, please? Future request. 2. Special uses of shall, traditionally used with I and we for suggestions. Shall we go to the park this evening? Strong intentions. I shall never forget your kindness. In modern English, shall is becoming less common except in formal contexts. Legal documents. Rhetorical statements. 3. She will have arrived in Paris by noon. Shows an action completed before a future time point. Future perfect construction will have. Every question in English relies on a simple principle, inversion. This means swapping the subject and auxiliary verb. If there's no auxiliary in the original sentence, we add one, like do, does, or did. Yes or no questions, the simplest way to inquire. WH questions, digging deeper. Negative questions, surprise, confirmation, or concern. Forming yes or no questions. Structure, auxiliary verb plus subject plus main verb plus. Examples, present simple, do you like coffee? Past simple, did she go to school? Present perfect, has he finished his work? Present continuous, is she coming? Always invert the auxiliary verb and subject. If there's no auxiliary, use do/does/did. The auxiliary matches the tense, do present, did past, has perfect, is continuous. Forming WH questions. Structure: WH word plus auxiliary verb plus subject plus main verb plus. Inquiry about location: where do you live? If asking reason: why did they leave? Or object: what has she eaten? And time: when is the train arriving? Always start with a WH word: what, where, when, why, who, how. Follow the same auxiliary subject inversion as yes or no questions. Match the auxiliary to the tense, do or does, present. Did, past. Has or have, perfect. Is or are, continuous. Structure: auxiliary plus ant plus subject plus main verb plus object, if any. Or more formally, auxiliary plus subject plus not plus main verb plus object. Examples: isn't he coming? Present continuous. Don't you like pizza? Present simple. Haven't they finished yet? Present perfect. Will she not have graduated by next year? Future perfect formal. Negative questions can be used to show surprise: didn't you know? Seek confirmation: aren't we meeting at 5? Or to express criticism: haven't you finished yet? Let's practice. Read each sentence carefully and think about which auxiliary verb fits in each blank. Pay attention to the verb tense shown below each sentence. She blank reading a novel right now. Present continuous. We blank watching a movie when the phone rang. Past continuous. By next month, she blank completed her project. Future perfect. Blank your brother enjoy hiking? Present simple. They blank never visited Japan. Present perfect. He blank already left before I arrived. Past perfect. The children blank playing outside now. Present continuous. Let's check your answers together. She is reading a novel right now. We use as 4 singular subjects in present continuous. We were watching a movie when the phone rang. Were is used with plural subjects in past continuous. By next month, she will have completed her project. Future perfect always uses will have plus past participle. Does your brother enjoy hiking? For third-person singular questions, we use does not do. They have never visited Japan. Plural subjects take have in present perfect. He had already left before I arrived. Past perfect uses have 4 all subjects. The children are playing outside now. Plural subjects take are in present continuous. Today, we explored the power of auxiliary verbs, the unsung heroes that shape tense, mood, and voice in sentences. From is to have do, and will these primary helpers work tirelessly alongside main verbs to bring clarity and precision to our communication. Ready to dive deeper into the world of verbs? Click Go Next to unlock more lessons and master the building blocks of English grammar. Stay curious, and keep learning.